Sabaha everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys my unboxing and initial impressions of my free OnePlus 6. I'm going to say free because I ordered it and I got it for free. I did not receive this as a review unit. So I'm going to share with you guys how I was able to do this, but not only that, just go through the package, see what comes with it, and then do a quick comparison with the OnePlus 5T. This is TK. Let's check it out. Here we have the OnePlus 6. This is the 664 gig model, the base model of the OnePlus 6, and I'll explain to you why I ordered this one. I did order a case, of course, as well as the 3T glass. And here we are, the OnePlus 6. Of course, the device, as usual, is centered. So here we have just the NFC tag, basically saying that we have NFC dual SIM setup, standard for OnePlus. So the cameras have changed a little bit. If you notice that from the 6 to the 5T, or at least the 5T to the 6, the placement is basically went from the top going this way, and now it's going actually more directly upwards, and everything is kind of lined up in the center. So it's intending you to basically hold the device sideways, as opposed to where we used to hold it either way, but now at least it's more aligned correctly. And then what we have here essentially is the dual tone LED flash, the two sensors. The fingerprint sensor is now also more of a pill shape, as opposed to what we had before as a more circular shape. The placement is still the same, designed by OnePlus, and we have the OnePlus logo. On the right side, we still have we have a little bit of a difference here, where we used to have the fingerprint sensor, the power button and the SIM slot. Now we have the power button and the notification toggle. On the left side, now we have the SIM slot and the high volume rocker. So they went ahead and did a little bit of a switcheroo. And I don't know if you guys could see this, there's a little bit of a band here. We have a microphone at the top, and then this entire finish, by the way, is glass, and it's also going to be the same true for the other OnePlus device that's currently available for pre-order, for ordering. We do have a 3.5mm headphone jack, microphone, USB Type-C, as well as the fact that we have a bottom-fired speaker. No stereo speakers on this device, unfortunately. We do have this really nice display here that, for the most part, basically occupies the same, footprint as the 5T. Okay, I got that little vibration there. I'll put this on the side, and we'll get back to the OnePlus 5T. And as we're going through here, just going through the box, if I'm not mistaken, we should have, yep. So we have a silicone case, SIM removal tool. If I'm not mistaken, the OnePlus 6, the stickers, just a little instruction information. We'll put this on the side. All of this is standard stuff. Of course, dash charger, and the USB Type-C to USB Type-A connector. That's going to be used for data, sync, and all the things that you need to do. No 3.5mm headphone jack to USB Type-C, as we do have that 3.5mm headphone jack still here. Now, let's see how this case looks like. It's not big. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty flush. It has a little bit of a groove here for the fingerprint sensor, so when you're kind of bringing your finger over, it will actually just nicely glide over. Now, although they include a silicone case, it's fairly nice. I personally prefer to get the carbon case that they do offer, so you actually get that nice customization. And I've been doing this actually for almost all of my OnePlus devices. You can pretty much see it right there. Same case, just again made for the OnePlus 6. And let's go ahead and pop it in. And yeah, you know what? It feels really good. And that actually one of my main things I actually was kind of looking at, as overall a lot of people were concerned as far as the surface, and I personally like to have a case on my device. So once you have that on, really whatever finish you get on the back doesn't really matter. Your device will always look the same at the front, and let's go ahead and see the front facing. Yep, right there. So you notice right there, and then boom, bam. You get that face unlock, really, really nice. Again, aesthetics, very good. Just different placement of buttons. So you get the smaller one on the right now, where we had it before on here, and then of course, very nice. The last thing I'm going to be doing, I'll do a separate video for you guys, is the glass protector. This is the OnePlus glass protector, and again, it's going to be something that I need to install a separate video. I don't want to extend this one too long, but definitely very appreciated. We'll get a chance to check that out and see how that works on our OnePlus 6. Let's go ahead and start. I'll go through the setup process. So I went ahead and finished the setup on the OnePlus 6, and here is my OnePlus 5T. I'm going to go through real quick some of the main differences between these two devices. First off, you're going to notice that we're rocking here a 6-inch display to a 6.2-inch display, although if you look for it from an aesthetic point of view, it's the same footprint. So what they did essentially is that they eliminated more of the actual chin as well as the forehead, and then what we have is a notch here. So you notice it just kind of stretches just the image, and we do definitely have a bigger display in the hand. So you're gaining more real estate without physically gaining more space on the actual device. Now the resolution difference between the two is slightly different. This is 1080 2280 to 1080 2160. Again, mostly because of the additional diagonal space. Second sensor here, which is really mostly used just for portrait mode, so it's going to be used for depth information, not necessarily a second sensor that you can actually jump into, whereas opposed to with the 5T, you do definitely have two different modes that you could jump between the two different devices. The Snapdragon 835 is supporting the 5T as opposed to the Snapdragon 845, a natural progression to what we have here with the OnePlus devices. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Both are going to be octa-cores. One is clocked in at 2.45 and one is clocked in as 2.8 gigahertz, both 64-bit processors. As far as the GPU, we went from the 540 to the 630, so that's something you want to keep in mind. The configuration as far as RAM between the two devices is pretty much the same. There is a 6 gig variant, an 8 gig variant, and there is going to be a 6 gig and 8 gig. This is the 6 gig model, and this is the free one that I did pick up. And the short answer as far as how I was able to pick it up for free, and it's basically because of your support. Because of your support, because of you guys using and sharing the link that's in the description below, I was able to basically get enough points to be able to pick up the device. Unfortunately, in the program that OnePlus offers, the only device you're able to get with points, with referral points, is the 6 gig, 64 gig internal model. So that's the base model of the OnePlus 6. But you know what? A free phone is a free phone, and I'm not going to say no to that. So surprise, surprise, day one, I unboxed the phone. Of course, I have an update. It's updating some applications, but there's actually an OTA update that's being pushed out to it. And one of the things that you may not be aware of, that the OnePlus 6 actually does support the same partition system as what we have on the Pixel devices, which means it updates actually a secondary partition, and that boots up into it and then replaces it. So you have dual partitions, and it's actually really nice to see that. As well as we also have Android P beta support. So that was one of the things they announced at Google I/O. And of course, if you guys have seen it also on social media, that you actually can download a preview version of Android P and install it on this device and check it out and convert back to Oxygen OS if you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and say download, and I'll leave that in the background. It's only 355 megabytes. Now, the Oxygen OS launcher is pretty much the same if you're used to it in the past. We have the basically never settle here, the panel on the left side. It starts aggregating your information. You can set up shortcuts and so on. And of course, the launcher at the bottom, pretty clean. We have the standard Google suite of applications. Google Pay is supported, as well as the OnePlus community. Next thing, of course, nothing on the right other than just the OnePlus community. Go into the settings. So system update is available. It's telling me right there. Categories is pretty much the same, and I can go ahead and install those. And of course, let's just go through the sections. So we have wireless, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, SIM, data, and more. Alerts slider. Now we have the options of silent, vibrate, and ring. So those are the three options that we have. And as far as buttons, we have the ability of basically swapping the buttons, so I can swap them to basically change the orientation. I'll keep them the way they are. Long press actions, short answers here. Long press actions, of course. And of course, we do have gestures built into this. So if I want to basically turn on gestures, I can go in there. Double tap to wake, music control, of course. We have off-screen drawing options, 3-finger screenshot, that's very functional. Flip to mute, of course. And long press to take photo. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll go back. Status bar, customization, of course. The battery bar here, you can go in there, change it to circle if you'd like. Icon manager, of course. Actually, let's go back real quick. And then of course, display network speed if you'd like that. I personally don't, but we're okay. Display, night mode, reading mode, screen calibration, notch display. If you'd like to hide it, you can basically either go from the bar or you can go to this option. Again, the very, very simple, no reason to basically just change it, but if you do, you can definitely do that. Font size, display, auto rotation, screensaver, pulse notification, LED notification, as well as cast. Let's go sound and vibration real quick. Just normal sound vibration. So here I can disable these guys and then vibrate on tap. I don't want to keep running the vibration motor. Also vibrate on calls, no need. We'll go back here. So battery, again, comes in with about 52%. It's a 3300 milliamp battery. So again, expect good battery life. This is an AMOLED display. You're going to be getting really good battery life, especially if you switch over to a darker theme. Storage, out of the 64 gigs that's built into this, I have 53.21 gigs of internal storage, non-expandable sadly, but of course offset with online storage. User account information, application security account, Google, datetime, advanced, let's go under advanced. So schedule power on and off, pocket mode, OTGs if you're going to be using an OTG connection to it, OnePlus notification, user experience. I disabled these at the beginning as I don't want to get push notifications from them. Gaming mode, recent app management, all of that good stuff. We'll go back, and of course system update, as we saw before, it's downloading it. It's basically a general bug fixes and improvement. And let's go to about phone. We are running Oxygen OS 5.1, 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of internal storage, Android 8.1 Oreo, and here we are. Click it and we'll get the little octopus. So definitely very appreciated, and again, it definitely will be receiving more and more updates and security patches as of April 1st, so definitely the latest on our device. So you may or may not be familiar with the OnePlus Switch application. This is one of their really last thing that they announced, and a lot of people don't realize that OnePlus does have a switching application which allows you to import information from your old device to your new device, be it an Android, iOS, or any. So don't ask again. I'll say okay, we'll say allow. But the weird part about this is, in history, this has been basically installed as part of the OS, and for this one I had to download it directly from the store. So overall, what you need to do is say, this is my new phone, and on your old phone, so an example for me would be here. I'm going to go in, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's under Advanced Switch. You notice right there, OnePlus Switch is sitting here. I'm going to say this is my old phone, and this is a OnePlus device. I'm going to say continue, and I'm going to generating a QR code. And what this QR code is going to do is just allow them to connect over Wi-Fi direct. So I'll go ahead and let it scan itself, and they're communicating with each other. Very simple, very easy. And then you'll notice right there, it'll give you basically the list of things that you would like to transfer. So contacts, calls, messages, pictures, audio, video, applications, and other files. Now I think, nope, we can't. So we'll go ahead and just keep this. I'm just going to say start. And it says, please don't quit during this application. I'm going to say okay. And we have about 5.36 gigabytes of information. It's going to transfer from the old device to the new device, and I'll let that run in the background. So one thing you may have noticed also on the OnePlus 5T, I am running the XDA gesture application. So this is basically how I'm able to control my device. I'll go back. So I'm going to go ahead and just go home. Let's go ahead and do a quick video sample on the front-facing camera and the back-facing camera. Starting off with the front-facing camera, we have a 20 megapixel front-facing camera with OIS, and I'm not sure if you guys can notice it, but my hand's actually pretty jittery right now, and if I'm not mistaken, at least the display doesn't show that. Again, we have 20 megapixel front-facing sensor, as well as the fact that we can go to 1080p and 720p for video on the front-facing camera, and it is stabilized, so definitely really good. Let's say if you're vlogging or you're trying to use this as a vlogging machine, this is going to be really nice. Let's switch over to the back-facing 60 megapixel sensor. So I went ahead and switched over to the back-facing sensor. Now the back-facing sensor definitely has OIS and EIS, and depending on which mode you're in, one of them will be turned on. What we're using right now is just 1080p. I'm trying to keep the continuation here from the actual, for the video quality. But you're able to go to 4K Ultra HD at 60 frames per second, as well as the fact that you can also do 480 frames per second slow motion video and record up to a minute worth of time, and then select where you want that time to be slowed down. So definitely more options and more flexibility than what we have here. Although keep in mind, the second sensor that we have here is mostly for just depth information, so you're not going to be able to use this as two sensors. It's really just one sensor that's going to be taking most of your pictures. But again, it makes it simple, I guess. Definitely a nice upgrade. I'm not sure if this is a big upgrade if you're coming from the OnePlus 5T. If you're coming from the OnePlus 5, I think this is a natural progression. We went from the front-facing fingerprint sensor to the back. You have the much bigger display, the same form factor as far as the 5T. So if you have a 5T, I'm not sure again if you want to go for this, or you may want to wait for the 6T, as that I think would be more of an upgrade for you guys. Overall, really nice 6.2-inch display. Of course, there's the 8 gig model. There's up to 256 gigs of internal storage that you can go with this. But as far as the device, and I wanted to share with you guys also the process and how I was able to get this device for free, and not as a review unit, actually free. I ordered it and I was able to get it for free. OnePlus does have this program. Whenever you actually purchase the device from them, they send you an email explaining, say, look, if you share this, you have a referral code, and a friend of yours purchases this device, you are able to get a certain number of basically points for that. They get $20 off their order for accessories, and then of course you get 100 points, so no cash value to you. But if you do enough of that, and if enough time has passed on, and it's taken me about a couple of years, actually a little bit, to get to where I am now, you'll have enough points to be able to pick up a device, and it generates a coupon for you. So you're actually able to add that to your shopping cart. So when you order the device and you have enough points, claim that coupon, put it in your shopping cart. Unfortunately, it's limited to the free one is limited to the base model of the device. So you cannot use this to get the higher end model or offset that price. So you have to be also kind of comfortable with getting that base model. So again, very simple, very easy. My link will be in the description below. Unfortunately, you cannot use your own link to purchase your device. You actually have to share it, so that's one of their catches. So if you guys want to get $20 off your order when you're ordering your OnePlus 6, and of course, I'll be able to get some points, hopefully supporting me for future devices on this channel. This will be really greatly appreciated. And if you want to start it up on your own, Go ahead and make sure when you purchase your first device, use your referral link and share that with your friends on social media accounts. Hopefully you'll be able to get your own free OnePlus 6T or even OnePlus 7. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm super excited to be able to play with this device and check it out finally in the hand. Definitely a nice update. I'm not so sure between that and the 5T. I'll do a separate video for you guys. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.